All right, so I'm doing my reflection on observed experience for my school. Question number 1, in what way in your experience observing birth changed your idea about childbirth and the midwifery model of care? So definitely one that I've seen is mindset. The mind is so powerful. As a doula, we're taught of like affirmations and tell the clients like, you could do this, your body is for this, blah, 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 blah. Now, there's times that you could say something like that and the person's mentality might just shift like no other. And there's times it doesn't matter because they're just stuck in a certain thought, idea, belief, and it's really hard. So this is where I've thought like, okay, this is why I've trained to become a trauma-informed individual, and doing trauma-informed birth plans is super critical because then you're able to try to tap into more in her mentality if you know a little bit know where they're coming from, right? Okay, number 2, how has your experience in absorbing how affect my concept for my future career as a midwife? And would I have been doing something different if I haven't had these experiences? And so I do believe I would have done something different, thinking just like, oh, I have good intentions, or I'm just being real because we're in business, or something. But definitely the wording, as I have been taught in Crucial Conversations and the Piece of Anatomy, is definitely learning how to focus on making things go right and understanding where we are always falling into what kind of categories. And so then we're able to go and create an environment that is safe when we're going to speak to the other person, and always maintain that environment safe versus just being too real and raw. And even though you might be right, but in the end, one of the parties are going to feel like crap, right? And so instead of making someone feel like crap, both parties feel good, and maybe they're not going to always be 100% on board of this decision, but they feel good, and then from there you could have a mutual agreement. Okay, and number 3 is, what challenges have I encountered this semester and how did I meet those challenges? And it's just been school and homework and life, and I felt like there was one point that I felt super overwhelmed and tired, and my relationships were a little bit like, and I just felt like, learning how to take time for myself and also learn how to listen and come to an agreement, and removing things out of my plate and giving myself self-love. And so I was a lot of times in 1 month in the hot springs. So that really helped, but there's always constantly work and learning how to have balance. Lastly is, what patterns have I noticed in my personal and professional practices as a clinical student and birth observer? And so my patterns, what I have been doing is, there's times that I have all this full of energy and I'm excited and I'm going to go hard or go home and I want to do a lot of things because it is exciting. But then when I'm kind of like, okay, I'm depleting and I'm almost feeling burned out, then I start eliminating all these things in my plate and still feel like, oh my god, I still have a lot of things. I can't believe I limit so much and I still feel like I have a lot. And then I slow down too much. And so learning how to have that balance where I have a constant, energy, and I'm good in my boundaries and saying no, but also not feeling too guilty, and where other midwife or professionals think I'm lazy because I don't want to do certain things. It's just really learning how to balance my life without being burnout, because I do not believe in burnout midwifery. And so many midwives are burned out like crazy. All right. Thank you.